The world keeps getting better when women make it a habit to fix each other's crowns and exclusively focus on picking up the broken pieces in the lives of other women. With great passion for women, children, and marriages, your hosts Ntwatwa Evelyn, Emma, Lorena, Diana D, Rhoda, and Lorita bring you the irresistible Woman to Woman reality talk show. Feel free to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more about this eventful and exciting show. Woman to Woman reality talk show. You're welcome.
It's okay to check out because you need to know. But the environment within you which you check out should be a very natural environment. If you're going to check her out and check yourselves out in your room, at the restaurant, I'm telling you, you're going to end up at the wrong place. So there's the growth of friendship that just happens naturally. You know, I meet you today, say, hey, hi, I saw you. Yeah,
let it grow.
Let the thing grow in an organic way. That's what
Wonderful.
I would advise.
Wonderful.
What I'm picking from SP, especially from us, the Christian, because I have talked to different youth in different gatherings. The biggest change these days is that Christian men, Christian gentlemen, do not know how to propose.
Yes.
They come and say, God said.
Yes,
That
and no, they
that
put you.
is.
Yes, they
you
put you.
finish, then I
They
come.
put you in. They put you in this state of feeling. He is the one.
And they don't know how to even make
Yes.
their intentions
1
very
year,
clear.
2 years, and
You
he's
know?
so close, doing each and everything fair. Wow.
But they're not speaking
But
out.
the word cannot come out.
They want to speak with
when
their actions.
What SP was talking about speak out, I want to compare it with the salvation.
Yes.
The Bible is very clear when you read Romans chapter 10 about salvation. How do you get saved?
Yes.
With your heart you believe unto righteousness.
But with your mouth, you speak out.
Speak out, you confess.
Yeah.
So I think at every point, because actually I also went through by the same thing. That we are planning many things to happen, and you know these things. And then at one point, her friend said, "Wait a minute, where are you heading? What shows? Where's the evidence?" And then they put the traffic said
Stop, and you have to
there's a
stop.
red light. and then they said, "So tell us, when did he propose?" And then she didn't have an answer. Then she came back to me and said, "By the way, Dixon, didn't you have never proposed? What is happening?" I said, "What are you talking about? Why don't you know? Aren't you going forward?"
I want to marry you.
Okay, my friends are saying, you know, in relationship, you're all stupid. I am using that word with carefulness. Like, you share each and everything, like you are naked and you're not ashamed of anything. Naked and doesn't
Like
undress yourself.
putting
yes.
out, yeah.
Yeah, you open and you know, yes. Even when someone comes and tells a secret about Dixon has this weakness, please be careful. So, do you not even has told me that you have this weakness, that kind of thing.
Yes, you put it out.
So she came and said, "By the way, Dixon, my friends are saying that what is happening. Are we going? Is this leading us to marriage? If we are kind of, that's why I said that for us. I almost skipped that stage of. So I said, "Hey, by the way, I am serious. I'm going to marry you." And it was on the phone, by the way.
Oh no.
That's
a bad example. Please don't take that. But
I'm saying for us as the Christian men, we take things to be obvious. Sometimes we over spiritualize. I saw a video clip. The guy came and called the sister and said, "Hello, my sister, come running. God has spoken something. Come. Then he came and met the girl somewhere along the way.
Yes.
And started shandering. He said, "The spirit has said that I get this ring, and I put it here, and immediately, and then all of them were that kind of courtship, no relationship, no." And it happened like that. I think
that can be so funny. Like,
so, and I think that's why they crashed, because he got overexcited, he did not confess, but he thought since they were very close and maybe he was insinuating. For ladies, they want to hear the word come out clearly, not these things of the verse. Is it the way? No, you want you say, "I am here, and I mean it, and we should go like this." At that moment, for them, they want to know their business is. Has it come out clearly from you? Yeah. So they want clear, the clear question, so they can also have a clear answer at a given period of time.
You know, Evelyn, when a guy falls for a girl, it's hard to hide.
I know.
It is hard to hide. I remember with Hadassah, and the scripture is also true. John 3:16, for God so loved that he gave. You can give without loving, but when you love,
You definitely
you give, you just give. So I remember I began to bring things, sweets, what, you know, one time, two time, she would take. Then, one of those days, I brought her eclairs, these chocolate eclairs, and then she refused. She refused. And for the first time, I was in shock, and she said, "These things you are giving me,
As who? Why?
what do they mean?" And then she said to me, "Is there something that you know that I don't know that you need to tell me?" Now, I was trying to go around her to the point where I wanted to be sure before I asked, because of the fear of rejection.
I think there is no fear.
Nengamba kati mukutia mukama, I didn't want to say no because I would be lying.
Yes.
And I said yes. And I knew the next question, what is it? But chiriya chagundi, the one where guys say, God has said, mukama ngambye. That's your issue. Please, if God has spoken to you, agambye gwe.
Not the other one.
No, yes. He has told you. That was a message for you.
Yes.
Don't now use the clout, quote unquote, of God and say, God has told me. Then you bulldoze her. No, because it is not God she's going to marry. You are the one who wants her. Kati gwe. Nonya yebigambo ebibyo byobokozesa. You see, anytime we say, even like here in the city, gamba nogu, what, we transport our engagement from. Yeah, I can't engage with you because now, any normal person who fears God and wants to obey God, when you say God has said, of course my responsibility is mukama kyagambye kyenkola. But then the things of love are such that my heart needs to be connected to what you are saying. Bweba sikwagala tetukwatagana okitegeera kati nze bwonteekako akazito nti mukama ngambye oba onkoze bubi. I'm in a crisis. So my advice is you find ways and say, I am the one who likes you. Me. Kamakwogera.
But now here is a scenario where men really fear rejection. Just like you said recently, there was a time when we saw that video of a guy who proposed and chick ran away. So some men really fear that kind of rejection.
But if you fear, that is one. Kati tudda ku kiri ekibuuzo ekyasooka. Is it okay to use Uganda, by the way?
Okay.
Tudda ku kiri of the readiness, fear. If you are afraid, I mean, take the you don't know until you ask.
True.
You don't know until you make your intentions clear and do a good pitch. Meanwhile, do a good pitch. Baba takwagala ajja kugamba omanyi. Usually there are three responses. First of all, it is no. Sometimes it is yes. Other times
people say no.
Most of them say yes. Kuba na nobera not I don't want to use that word. You oba kibaze bubi ogenda oku you go and ask when you are not sure. Do some homework. Have some basic things. Friendship must be in. You must have enjoyed some time together. And you know ngana wolaba anti here there is waliwo essuubi nego ovudde n'okikasukireyo oga owaaye. Do you know that the more we spend time together, it is likely that you will grow to like me.
True.
That is why we will advise and say, if you don't see a definite future somewhere here, don't limit your time together because it's just it's human behavior. But we connect more with the people we are with together physically.
So let's look at that was interesting. Let's look at the period. We are dating. Let me say we are courting.
Can you clarify courtship actually? You said earlier.
Yes.
So courtship for me, in my view, is the most serious part.
Yeah, true.
We both of us knowingly know that we are on this journey and it's going to end up in a covenant of marriage. As a matter of fact, the Bible actually, when it uses courtship, the word it actually says, like for example, for Mary, Joseph, and even others, it's interesting the word the Bible uses. When it comes to virgins, some versions say virgins, other versions say she did not know a man. So there's something about sex that is knowledge.
Yes.
Okay? Our constitution also, when it refers to homosexuality, it says any man who has carnal knowledge of another man. So there's something about sex that is in the realm of nkumanyi, knowledge. There's again another, I forget where it is in the scripture, but it talks about in the Old Testament, it talks about when a man has known a woman, he has humbled her in that sense. So very powerful stuff. But in some versions, we are told when a couple is in courtship, they are espoused. Remember the story of Joseph and Mary. When Joseph found out Mary was pregnant, he considered to divorce. Now, divorce is for people who are married, not for those who are married. So courtship is as serious as we are married, basically speaking. Okay. So that's the intensity. It is not casual. It is not casual. However, let me also say this, that even when you are in courtship, even at the last moment in Amutu Sekugund at the altar before the vows, if for whatever reason you decide Ntinedda, you can cancel it at that point. Okay. You can. You are still free, but you are a spouse. So you sometimes the challenge of courtship is Alinono is checking out this one, checking out this one, checking out this one.
That is where I want to
that
get
is
to.
Polygamous. That
is where I want to get to. So there is a situation where there is this tendency of we are now courting, and in most cases you find that people are courting for long, like let me say 5 years, 3 years, 6 years. They are still getting to know each other, and in those situations, most men tend to be having trying to compare notes. I need to see who she is this side and then who she is the other side.
Then I think that ceases to be courtship.
Exactly.
Because for me, as we said, that courtship by the time you court with this person, there should be a clear commitment, a formal commitment of saying
there
now
should not
this
be
is
any
it.
other
yes,
attachment.
I have finished. I have been seeing trees. The other one who was blind, I said I can now see trees. Then I said I can see people. So you have been seeing trees, or maybe you have been seeing Mary, Joanita, all those ones, all the J's. But now you have decided to go with Daniela. Chuede, that is Daniela. So if you have reached that commitment, it's now formal. That you should stop looking at other people. The other ones were trees, but now you're seeing,
you forget about them.
Forget about the
so how
you
long?
close your ears. And
how long? Let's look at how long should someone.
So this how long is also very relative, depending on the circumstances.
Yes.
But in my own view, I should think that by the time you get into that time of courtship, and as I mentioned, it should be at the level of planning together for the end result. We are wanting the outcome of this. So it should not take long. If you're ready, what are you waiting for? If you're not yet ready to marry this person in a given period of time which is shorter than, because now I've had some people say 7 years, 5 years, 4 years. For what? What are you trying to learn from each other that you did not know earlier? Or what are you trying to learn now that you're going to change tomorrow? You get my point?
Yeah.
So for me, I think, and one thing I've learned from this marriage, the truth is, whether you court for how many years, you will never learn this person.
Wow.
When someone gets into marriage, then the real issues of knowing that I am your husband, I am your wife, the point of trying to prove
that is when reality
comes. So even what you didn't think that time comes, because you see there's a lot of pretense or moving on top of things. There's a lot of cover up in a relationship.
Even during that time of courtship.
That's what I'm saying. In that relationship, there's a lot of covering up. But in marriage, it is not there.
It will come out.
Because here I won't see you naked. Here I'm not seeing every time I'm dating, I'm meeting you in courtship. You have really put on makeup. I have now here I see you in the morning and I'm like, hey, without makeup, this is how she looks like.
And in that time we try to even manage our anger.
Yes. If you're snoring, I get to know when we.
What is your view on the timing?
Timing is key, but here's the thing: it's a simple principle. Don't complicate the thing. When you are served food, it is best to eat the food when it is warm. Yes. Kati gwe nobeera nagamba I'm waiting for the food to cool. Then it becomes cold. Negafuka mauro chitegeera. Kati there is I know a guy is ready to get married. When he's willing, he does atuka kaseera nagamba omanyi bwe bate mugenda kujja nange ne basina sente nze ngenze. Awo manya. This one usually that's a check. I know these ones are ready. So of course there are checkers that you put. Marriage training, which we need to talk about, counseling, quote unquote, versus those two. But in terms of time, if you've been on a journey of courtship, but I tell you at least 2 years. Katizenga guy, this is what happens, Dixon. When a guy loves a girl, For those of us who chose, until you know what, we are not being physically intimate until the wedding ring goes on the what? Kati gayo, what are you guys, how do you deal with all that energy and all that passion? Njaga kuwa love nkulage love. Kati nine myaka musanvu, myaka 5, mfa, bampe chance ochitegera.
From the Christian perspective, the more years you court, the more temptations.
Exactly.
Yet we are not supposed to exercise any fornication
Before marriage.
There is no premarital sex if you're a Christian. And that's why you see many in cohabitation, they're cohabiting.
Yes.
It is because they feel they're not ready, so they want to be trying each other. But before you know it, you're 10 years in this relationship with the person with 4
Wasting the
kids.
time.
Exactly.
Are you still
And
quoting?
I think that really explains why my husband really, told me I better marry you in 1.5 years. So if not that,
is good. Tukole marriage training ya fegwe, tuchikube
Every-
tugende oche.
Marriage,
Ekitegera.
yeah,
Then the
it's
other
very
thing
important
also,
after all.
the other thing also that happens is that you see the list of priorities. Right now, marriage is a thing. I've met you. We've checked out. Everything is in place. And this is what I want to do in this season and in this time. Okay? After a while, the thing that should have been fresh ceases to be fresh. Another thing will come up, and it will take my energy and my time. So while njagena nsome, I will do that again, consumes my energy. So by the time, if we keep putting off this decision, by the time we get married, it doesn't get the kick and the energy and the zeal that it would have gotten.
The person.
Exactly. The chai waba was it is cold tea, it's no longer what? Warm and hot. And tea is good unless you're taking iced tea.
I know.
Or a soda which is chilled. It's just nice. A Pepsi is just nice when it is chilled. Bulungi. Or whatever. I'm using examples. But warm food, kati supu, ono wa boilo. Atene bakuletera no gamba kaninde. Then you wait 4 hours and the oilers whatever. Te warma. Ochitege oja mulya tajja kuta na yenga. It is so. Strike the thing in the moment.
In the moment.
What is it?
That is wonderful. So
The world keeps getting better when women make it a habit to fix each other's crowns and exclusively focus on picking up the broken pieces in the lives of other women. With great passion for women, children, and marriages, your hosts Ntwatwa Evelyn, Emma, Lorena, Diana D, Rhoda, and Lorita bring you the irresistible Woman to Woman reality talk show. Feel free to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more about this eventful and exciting show. Woman to Woman reality talk show. You're welcome.